hopping on the bus last Thursday, and you said you were going to split against two top 10 foes, you'd probably take it. And honestly, it was results aside, just how hard we competed for 80 minutes over the weekend, stacking that on top of what I thought we competed pretty well, the 40 minutes against Concordia the week before. The consistency in that is what was terrific, and obviously getting a result and being rewarded for that level of intensity and defensive competitiveness was great for our team and our morale. I thought we fought. I mean, you sit there and you're on the road against a really old team. Pretty much everything we had game planned to try to do in that game went out the window with the way it was called and who was in foul trouble, and just not even having the guys available that we were kind of really looking to attack with. And obviously it swelled a little bit there early in the second half, but we brought it all the way back, and I think we cut it to 6 there in that last 5 or 6 minutes, and just really fought towards the end, and that was a great sign. Absolutely. I mean, we talked the night before, and obviously your biggest fear is letting a letdown after what we felt was competing pretty hard and doing some good things and still getting beat. A lot of times you come out kind of flat the next day, and our guys just picked it right up and really competed from the get-go in that Moorhead game and didn't let anything faze them. I mean, we had an early lead. They came back. They took a double-digit lead on us in the second half and just kept playing. And the last 12 minutes of that game, we guarded at a really high level. I think the biggest thing was just the mental portion of it, not being tired in a back-to-back, the 6th straight game against all pretty good teams on the road, to just, you know what, we're gonna keep fighting, and that's kind of the biggest thing, is just not letting your mind get tired, and we're gonna go out there and we're gonna fight till the end no matter what. And you know what, you had a pretty special player. We had a great defensive lineup out there, and Marcus kind of took care of the other side of the ball down the stretch. Oh, 100%. I mean, offensively, and the thing I'm most proud of with Marcus was he competed defensively. That for as much as he was doing on the offensive side of the ball, he was still playing hard and giving good effort on the defensive side of the ball. And honestly, a lot of it is guys executing. We got a lot of unselfish guys that are helping him get to his spots and space in the floor and flowing the offense without him, and willing to understand that when Marcus can get one-on-one, at times that's our best shot. And there's going to be teams that put 2 on him, and we're going to start seeing, especially when we get to the league, junk defenses and a lot of different ways to guard him. And other guys are ready to step up and do that too. There's been some face guarding and just trying to get really physical and throw a lot of different bodies at him and try to beat him up. And we haven't seen the boxes and ones and the triangles and twos and some of that yet, but there's been some focus on him, and honestly, he's pretty special with the ball in his hands. Coach Fleener's a really good offensive mind, and I mean, we sit there and talk to him in ways to get him the ball where he wants to get it and play with some of the right people that he has great chemistry with. And honestly, he's at his best with the ball in his hands. I mean, he's really not. That sounds crazy. He's really not shooting it that well yet. I mean, he's had a lot of. I mean, we're scheming up some pretty good looks for him to get some open threes, and he's missing kind of the catch and shoot open looks and hitting a lot of the tough ones. I mean, his 3-point percentage, I think, might still continue to rise. Obviously, he's finishing at such a high level, and he's so aggressive. The one thing we are constantly doing is we're working to have him pick him spots a little bit. I don't know that he can sustain the level of aggressiveness he's playing with for a full season, but we're trying to manage that and continue to build balance. He's added as much value to our offense as anybody. I mean, having an inside presence again is just opening everything else up. Even when he's missing or losing a couple, I mean, he's drawn some double teams and getting us into some long closeouts and creating some advantages for us. And honestly, it's crazy. You watch the film at times. I mean, he's drawing as much attention as Marcus is sometimes in terms of the other team scheming and what they're preparing for. So being able to play inside out from the paint is just huge for our offense. And defensively, he's been phenomenal. I mean, I don't want to say satisfied. I mean, I feel like we're in a good spot. I mean, 3-3 can feel a lot of different ways. It was a tough schedule, and honestly, Winona and Concordia are proving to be very, very good teams as well. The one thing I'm comfortable with, and I think we're comfortable with, is that we have the solutions here to be a pretty good team and compete with everybody. So if you're asking what it feels like in that, it feels like we're right there and can play with anybody on our schedule. I'm not going to be the one to claim this is a quote here, but I mean, sometimes success can be harder to handle than failure. And it's not even that we have that much success, but even off a big win, St. Cloud's dangerous. I mean, they've beaten some really good teams already this year. They're deep, and they've beaten us the last 2 years. We can't overlook them and think just because you have a good win that you're suddenly good. We have the team here to be really good, but you have to bring it every night and show that consistency and not have the valleys. I feel really comfortable almost going to 10, and there's a couple other guys that are going to be in the mix when they get back with Peyton and Drew. We're hopefully getting Ty back soon, who was playing pretty much starters minutes and doing that, and we didn't have him this weekend. But I mean, a guy like Gabe Smith was phenomenal. Grant Warren's ceiling is so high. I mean, he contributed some really valuable minutes against some really good teams. So that's just adding to the depth we had the first couple weekends. And I don't think we're gonna be playing 10 or 11, but it feels good knowing that there's not a lot of drop off there, and bench scoring has been okay for us this year.